Welcome to Geographic Spice Wars, where the hunger for resources has sparked battles and redrawn borders. Today's story, the War of the Pacific, a fierce struggle over the white gold of the Atacama Desert, nitrates and guano. These precious resources fueled fertilizers that fed the world's fields, farms, and even the spice plantations that flavored empires. In a world where spices held more value than gold, two burgeoning empires clashed, forever altering the course of history. The Anglo-Dutch Spice Wars, a brutal struggle for control over the most coveted commodities, nutmeg and cloves. Our journey begins in the vast, contested waters of Southeast Asia, home to the legendary Spice Islands. The Banda Islands, tiny specks in the vast ocean, became the epicenters of this global conflict. Their strategic location and unparalleled abundance of spices made them irresistible prizes for European powers. The roots of the conflict lay in the fierce competition for trade monopolies and colonial expansion. Both the English and Dutch East India companies sought to dominate the lucrative spice trade, leading to inevitable confrontation. The seas became battlegrounds, witnessing ferocious naval engagements between heavily armed fleets. Sieges of vital outposts and strategic islands were common, as each side vied for ultimate control. One of the most significant events was the exchange of territories, culminating in the Treaty of Breda in 1667. The Dutch secured their monopoly over the spice trade, gaining full control of the Banda Islands. In return, the English gained a seemingly less valuable outpost across the Atlantic, New Amsterdam. This land swap, seemingly minor at the time, had profound and unforeseen long-term consequences. The Anglo-Dutch Spice Wars shaped modern trade, colonial boundaries, and the geopolitical landscape we know today. The legacy of this forgotten war echoes through history, a testament to the enduring power. But the Treaty of Breda was not the end. It was merely a pause in a much larger struggle. Beneath the surface, tensions between the English and Dutch continued to simmer. The Banda Islands remained the crown jewel of the Dutch monopoly, but enforcing that control required ruthless precision. The Dutch imposed strict quotas on nutmeg and clove production, even destroying excess harvests to keep prices high in Europe. For the English, denied direct access to the Spice Islands, survival meant adaptation. They shifted focus toward other commodities, tea from China, textiles from India, and fortified their hold in strategic outposts like Bombay and Madras. Yet, clashes still erupted on distant seas. Merchant convoys were raided, outposts blockaded, and crews taken prisoner. The rivalry also played out in the courts of Europe, where diplomats traded accusations as fiercely as generals traded cannon fire. Despite these hostilities, the global balance was shifting. The cost of war drained both powers, while new trade routes and emerging markets reshaped their ambitions. By the early 18th century, the spice monopoly was loosening, its iron grip weakened by competition, smuggling, and the sheer scale of the world economy. And yet, the echoes of the Anglo-Dutch Spice Wars would live on. In the wealth of cities like Amsterdam and London, in the cuisines of Europe, and in the political map of the modern world. The story was far from over. The quest for spices would lead to new alliances, betrayals, and battles in places. As the 18th century dawned, the once fiery rivalry between the English and Dutch was entering its final, decisive phase. The War of Spanish Succession brought their fleets into uneasy alliance against France, yet the scars of past conflicts remained fresh. In the East Indies, both sides had learned hard lessons. The Dutch tightened their grip on the Banda Islands, while the English shifted focus to India's growing wealth. But even in relative peace, the struggle for dominance never truly stopped. It simply changed form. Trade agreements became weapons, tariffs and blockades the new battlegrounds. Smugglers and private traders thrived in the shadows, slipping spices past official channels and eroding the Dutch monopoly. By the mid-1700s, the great spice monopoly was over. The market was now a crowded arena where no single flag could claim total control. Amsterdam remained rich, its canals lined with merchant houses built on spice wealth, while London surged ahead, fueled by new commodities and global reach. The Anglo-Dutch spice wars had reshaped not only trade, but the very idea of empire, proving that wealth and power were as much about strategy as brute force. Their legacy lives on in the aromas that still waft from kitchens around the world, reminders that a pinch of spice once set empires against each other. This was the Anglo-Dutch Spice Wars, a tale of ambition, rivalry, and the unending human hunger for the rare and the extraordinary. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching our Geographic Spice Wars series.